Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the Graveyard Keeper 2 trailers that came out about 3 months ago. I'm a bit late on this, but as soon as I saw it, I actually started playing through Graveyard Keeper 1, so I could kind of have a better idea of what's going on here and kind of give my what's for. And I just kind of want to look at this opening shot right here. I noticed that there's a lot of dead bodies in the water. And if you remember from Graveyard Keepers 1, there was ships of the dead, and apparently they're all coming onto land now. So that's probably going to be a problem. This looks like the town. In Graveyard Keeper 1, you couldn't reach the town, mainly because the Graveyard Keeper was actually split into two different people. One seemed to be his kinder side is more, how should I put this? Not necessarily his kinder side, his side that's more willing to give and to be reasonable. And I think his more unreasonable traits were put into the town. And you kind of get some hints about that as it goes along, that there's a duplicate of you in the town. But you can't even go to the town, because if you try to go to the town, you get struck by lightning and die. But this definitely looks like the town. It looks like the town is getting ransacked by the undead here. That's definitely harkening back to the ancient curse. And so we'll kind of see. So yeah, really see them really taking over the town.
Wake up, Keeper. Don't.
Now, this does kind of worry me. In the first Graveyard Keeper, there wasn't any voice acting or anything. And I actually really liked that. All the people kind of spoke in these different ways, and you just get the speech bubble. It could be good, it could be bad. I'm reserving judgment for now. We'll see what happens.
Make me bite you.
So now, if the first one, you talk to this guy, and he accuses you. He asks, "How in the world were you able to make it out of the dungeon?" So it would make sense that in this one, your counterpart, which is also technically the Graveyard Keeper, would start in the dungeon, and he's somehow getting free. Not exactly sure how, but maybe he's being called upon to get stuff done. So here we go. Let's see what. Obviously, you start.
I may be a skull, but I bet we'll become best friends.
So when it comes to skulls, obviously in the first one you have Gary, and he ends up being like the first king of the land, who basically did a lot of crap. I think his name was like Lucas or Lucius or something, but he got cursed and he got basically thrown out, and his son eventually chopped his head off and buried it away from his body. But he was basically cursed with immortality, but not the kind where you regenerate, but the kind where you don't regenerate. So yeah, it was a pretty bad story for him. So now he's just a skull. But there are two people who really did the uprising, and I don't remember the other guy's name even a little. And it might have been Lucius or Lucas or whatever. I can't really remember them, but he was like the archbishop. And I was reading some of the notes and stuff from the Graveyard Keeper set, and basically what it was saying was that you're going to be the new Arch Inquisitor or something, which is interesting because the Inquisitors were a major part of the first one. The Inquisitor would come on one day, every sort of thing, and he'd talk about the Inquisition. You also had Alarak from the Inquisition. He was pretty important guy, told you a lot about things, was trying to stop and basically prevent the ancient curse from coming. So it actually might be our job. Maybe that's what the Graveyard Keeper is for, is when he's split into those two people. Part of him is supposed to be running the graveyard, while the other part of him is supposed to be stopping the ancient curse type of a thing. I'm not exactly sure, so it'll be interesting to see the dynamic that goes on here. But the original Arch Inquisitor would have, I think this guy might actually be the original Arch Inquisitor, because there were two people who were considered incredibly guilty, and he's actually the one who broke the Bridge of the Dead. So that would make sense that he would have to deal with all the problems that come from it if the problems start coming back. So I wouldn't doubt it if that guy is definitely part of it. So obviously we see the graveyard here. We see this is one of those statues that you see where basically the person who leads the souls to the land of the dead. So I'm kind of wondering where that comes to play, why it's part of your graveyard. The church looks basically destroyed, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I remember it said the great blast blew off the tower of the church, but I don't think that it would be this destroyed. So I'm kind of wondering what occurred here and why it looks so run down. And maybe you have to build the church back up yourself. That'd kind of be a cool sort of idea. Obviously, we still got fishing.
One more filler for you, comrade!
What are you
The
looking at?
donkeys are
Grab him!
still communists, so that's good.
Sarge!
Okay, so this is probably your house, I'm guessing. There's a lot more alcohol here. I would imagine that this part of your, or the graveyard keeper, is more prone to drinking and alcohol, just because like your other part never really seemed, he only seemed very single-minded, very one-focused, which is interesting because it seems like this guy will have to be focused on a lot of things. Maybe he'll be a far more complex character. Don't know who this guy is, but I would imagine he's probably one of the people who comes on one very specific day of the week. Kind of like Snake, kind of seems like a Snake type character. Now this is interesting. As soon as I saw this, it looks like that's the character right there, and obviously this is the town, and it looks like you're taking back the town, which I think is really cool, because I mean, if the town is kind of overrun by the Walking Dead from the Ancient Curse, it would make sense that you'd have to take it back piece by piece. And obviously you got your soldiers here, so you need people to man the barricades, and then it might be something, I don't know if you've ever played like well, I mean, there's a lot of games where you'll have zombies come in a rush, and maybe you know that there's going to be a zombie rush that comes out, and so you have to set up and prepare for battle. You got a little crafting table there that allows you to put stuff up. Looks like you got those stakes that we saw a little bit in Graveyard Keeper 1 when you built them around the refugee camp, so it'll be interesting to see how those come to play. Got a little tower. Now that was interesting. Looks like he was pushing forward and setting up another place. So maybe that's what you need to do, is like parts of your town will get taken over and you have to take it back or something. Yeah, see that they just take that part of it. And then, let's scooch back a little bit. Right here, looks like once you take over back parts of the town, you're able to build areas. I wonder what you'll be able to do, if you'll be able to like have a kitchen, or if you just have to build things so that you can buy stuff. It'll be interesting. It looks like definitely combat will be a major portion of the game, where you'll be able to push back through and take back parts of the town. Also, if I remember correctly, there was like a serious drought in the town. And so I'm wondering if, like, as you do stuff, you're able to get things. Also, interesting seeing these zombies working here. Obviously, in the first one, you also made zombies and put them on here. So I'm wondering if you can actually just collect zombies, tame zombies somehow. Looks like they got some sort of machinery going on. I'm wondering if it's going to be like a Factorial sort of thing, if you ever played that game. But it'll be interesting. Whoop. Okay, so let's scooch back just a little bit. Right there. Nope, a little bit more. Let's try right here. Okay, so let's see. We got cloth, it looks like. Weaving string or something. These are obviously iron parts. Those are simple iron, the iron bars. These are simple iron parts. I'm not sure how we're acquiring this stuff. But we got our zombies basically using these wheels to power these machines. So we must have some sort of factory here that's making this. I'm not exactly sure how, but it looks like it's pretty well set up. Let's see. Oh, he's made some armor here. from cloth and metal parts, it looks like. Interesting. And he has a zombie working for him. I wonder if your armor will break this time, depending on how much damage you take. That'd kind of be cool if your armor had durability and you had to keep making new sets. The first one, you just built one, you're done. But I think it'd be much more satisfying if you had to manage that. Especially if combat's a major part of it. Obviously, you still got farming. Whoop. I kind of missed something there. I kind of want to... I know I'm taking this piece by piece. How'd you even get to this part of town? Interesting. So this guy seems like he might play a bigger part than just a once-a-day person. Also, it's interesting. Looks like we're in a sewer-type situation. Interesting to see how that plays out. You got those classic pots that would have random, really good seeds in them. Well, they're just random seeds overall. Sometimes the seeds are really good. Okay, so here looks like we have another important character, outfitting men. I wonder, because I remember the Lord Commander lived up at the fort, but also I remember at the end, like Beatrice or whatever, she was planning on poisoning all the people in the fort. And if she did, that would also explain why there's so many people coming. It'd also be interesting to see if ghouls actually show up, even though they're commonly touted that ghouls don't exist. So, oh, obviously we're in church here. Looks like a classic church. We got an organ this time. That's nice. We got the basic wooden benches. Looks like there's space on each direction of the church. I don't know what that could be used for, but it looks pretty cool. You got the stuff that was behind it on the first one. Bigger, more expansive church this time. I'm really hoping that we get more options to customize it and really make it look nice. I kind of like the engravings on the ground too. This kind of looks like a boat of some sort, maybe harkening back to the boats of the dead. I mean, I really enjoy the theological parts of Graveyard Keeper, to be honest. I think it's cool how, like, they had a god, the ancient god, and then they basically created a new god. Obviously, it's completely false, just a way for the Inquisition to basically just build a church and do stuff, do whatever it wants. But the ancient god still exists and still tried to help these people out. So it's interesting that when you do these prayers and stuff, they give you faith. It kind of makes me wonder, like, obviously faith is an important part and a lot of things run off faith, but the ancient God was the one who got weak enough because of the lack of faith to be able to be called forth to have to sign a contract. And I'm wondering if the ancient God is actually allowing this church to keep going and doing all the evil things that it does in order to kind of ruin the ancient contract, because it might let him out of it and be able to restart. I don't know, but it's an interesting thought. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, so there it is. Graveyard Keeper 2. Obviously, I've added this to my wish list. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Steam, Xbox Series, PS5, PlayStation 2. Supposed to be coming out sometime this year. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be playing it when it comes out. I think it's going to be a good one. Hopefully it comes out sooner than later, but I'm guessing it comes out. I would imagine they're probably aiming for a October release date. If it was me, seems like a very Halloween themed sort of situation here, and I think that would be a good time to release it. Also interesting, you see zombies back here. Now, it looked like we're using soldiers mostly, so I'm wondering, and I did read some stuff on the Steam wishlist page that basically talked a lot about other things when it comes right down to it. I think that Graveyard Keeper 2, and I'm just gonna pull this up in another window. So yeah, it says you are the Grand Inquisitor now. So I don't know what happened to the Inquisition, but they're gone. They're no longer there. So it says to restore the town and lead your undead army into battle. So maybe you start off with some real people, but maybe they don't last. Let's see, it says to manage your medieval graveyard, automate your production, lead your zombie army into battle, fortify the town against the undead, rebuild the town, and milk its residents for maximum profits. So I'm wondering if, like, you can't do a lot of things that you did in the last one. You know how you were able to basically um, build a lot of or find all your own materials, and you basically have your zombies basically get them for you by the end, right? They bring you wood, they bring you all sorts of things. Maybe this time you're actually using the town to get it, and maybe they make you king or something. I don't know what happened to the king, but normally when a town gets overrun, the king is normally no longer in power. And in the first one, it seemed like he wasn't. I mean, he was kind of an interesting fellow. You kind of just heard about him basically in the background. So it'd kind of be interesting if you did become like a king or something like that and had to basically save it. Anyway, it says a world of unhinged humor, grotesque characters, and a twisted story. So that's basically what it seems like's going on here. I did notice a couple pictures in the Steam store that basically has tech trees yet again. So, but smaller tech trees, so not nearly as advanced, but it's got a lot of the same things in it. S yeah, it looks like got furnaces. Looks like a lot of the graphics are updated, and I'll put a picture of it and kind of show you different things that I'm seeing here. But I mean, it looks like it's going to be fun. There's obviously a lot of things that I have no idea what they're going to be about. Obviously, some things look very obvious, like you see a calendar in someone's house. Maybe there's some sort of mystic person. Or maybe, let's see, it's got a moon shape. I wonder if this is like the astrologer's house. That'd actually be quite interesting because I know that there's the academy. So I wonder if the academy plays a part in it because he definitely goes towards town when he heads out of town. So it'd be really cool if the academy was part of it. I think that'd be nice. Obviously, you've got graveyard stuff still going on. This is an interesting picture. So it looks like in this particular picture, looks like we have a boat being built. We got a few houses around. Interesting looking part of town. But yeah, I definitely say check it out for yourselves. I'm excited about it. Hope everyone else is excited about it. And I'll talk to you guys later.